once he had ever heard. He says the fans were dropping N-bombs on him, calling him a monkey, flipping him the bird, and calling him a jailbird. Teammate Aaron McKee said the fans also called the answer a crackhead a couple of times for good measure. Now, on the one hand, the last thing the NBA needs is to have one of its best players drop an F-bomb on a fan in front of a national audience.
You know, much has been talked about and written about the incident that happened in Indianapolis over the weekend between Allen Iverson and a heckling fan. Allen said today, you know, I was wrong for the things that I said. I certainly would never want my children to react like that in a situation. But he said in all his playing days, NBA, college, he's never heard things like the things that were said on that day. He'd actually like to see the league plant some people in the stands so that they could hear some of the terrible things that are said and maybe do something about it. I asked him that in the midst of all this, being named Player of the Month, did that make him feel any better? He said, you know what, I have mixed emotions about that. It's great that people think I'm a great basketball player, but they're writing that I'm a bad person. He said, I'd rather them think that I am a good person. Kevin?
Thank you, Dee. Great report. We talked to Larry Brown, Mike, about this before the game.
And it's a shame because this young man, Allen Iverson, has just come leaps and bounds, okay, from some of the past things that he had to deal with, the tardiness and missing practices and maybe a little more selfish than people, wanted him to be as far as the team aspect goes. He has changed all that. He has come back and made a dramatic turnaround. And this is an incident where I have to agree with Allen Iverson. Perhaps we need some type of security to guard against fans who go beyond what the limit should be.
Force around a great shot by Allen Iverson. The one thing we were talking about up in Toronto, Mike, on Tuesday was that Iverson takes the punishment, takes the pounding he does at 155 pounds.
When you hit the floor as many times as he does, and if you are going to be a big scorer in the NBA, you must get to the free throw line. He understands that. And then you must become a very good free throw shooter, which he is. Well, when you go down the lane and attack the basket the way he does, you're going to get hit by big bodies that don't want you invading their territory.
In them hollow tips, lift niggas like a chrome hydraulic switch. With a hood wrap in the car and swallow dick so good I got me on the 6-form polish shit. She's from Compton, just like me, caramel with extensions, just like Eve. She wanna go to a Knicks game, sit next to Spike Lee, will do the right thing, blow a nigga out his Nikes. She married to the game, that's wifey. Ask God to get the blood stains out your white tee. Be in the backseat.
They double team Iverson, that look at the spin. Buford, he is cleared for takeoff with another 10-point lead for Allen Iverson.
We out in Cali, pen game, straight blow that bitch up. We out in New York, pen game, blow that bitch up. You can't stop us. Getting this money, it's not banging. You can't pull that shit this way. We had banging with them Glocks and them ooh-ops. Me and my fool shoot people trying to do that. I suggest you do
Allen
not.
Iverson weighs 155 pounds. We should state that is before the game begins. Because the pounding he takes, the effort he puts in, he probably loses a lot of weight during a game.
Well, when you drive and penetrate and get physicalness from the defender, you wind up on the floor. When you shoot jumpers and get hit later, tied up later on the floor. Transition, trying to split two defenders, you're on the floor. A little bit of acting there in case you can draw an extra 2 free throws. And then once again, inside with those big people, you find yourself on the ground a lot of times, which winds up with elbow pads and knee pads and stitches on your eye.
The world's most infamous first infantry. Pen game, straight blow that bitch up. Mixed with the ALC.
The officials over on the sideline before when Allen got tied up and there was no fault.
Here's Iverson. Difference of 6-7 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. As he dances, he finds a wide open Kevin Allen.
You know, when you got a guy like Allen Iverson out on the floor, he's going to command a lot of double and triple teams. So, that leave a lot of guys on the perimeter open, and, we got some pretty good looks at it.
Iverson has missed his last 6, knocks down a 3-point shot.
I mentioned before that they don't shoot a lot of free throws, and suddenly, every once in a while, as Iverson is starting to warm up now, hits his second, another three-pointer there. Rebound position.
Iverson's at 2 in a row, so he's heating up a little bit. Ward is there, another 3. Good! Allen Iverson is a flamethrower! 3 consecutive 3-point shots. The Knicks will take time. 9 in the third quarter from Iverson.
Well, Iverson basically saying, look, if I can't put the ball on the floor and go to the basket and get a ball, and if I can't get one of those little mid-range ones to go in, I'll go deep and put him in.
Oh, he's an assassin. 3 bombs he just threw up.
A little three-point package for us by Allen Iverson. First, he goes down the deep left corner. Then decides he's going to move it up a little bit behind the left arc, more towards the top of the circle, and then trying to spread it out, goes to the right side of the floor, right from the Knicks bench, and hits his third three.
Iverson saucy. Sprewell defending. The chance, the try, the deuce. What a play by Allen Iverson. Now has 21 points tonight. Iverson has played every second of this game tonight. And he has scored 13 of Philadelphia's last 19 points in this third quarter. Alley-oop for Buford. And down he comes with a great feed again. Allen Iverson, 8 points for Buford.
Iverson hits another jump shot.
McKee thought about 3, shot clock at 7. Iverson the fake, the lane, the fire. Allen Iverson cultivating a shot. The Sixers back on top by 3.
Great players make great plays, particularly in crunch time when the team needs a basket. That's what Allen Iverson just showed us last time.
Iverson again. Good! Iverson's knocked down 2 in a row.
Tries to affect the shot from the side by challenging Iverson, never loses concentration, and then when he starts going between his legs, he gets the defender back just far enough to create space, step back, clean look, bottom of the net.
And he's played every second tonight. He has not been pulled once. He began the game 1 of 7. He's got 31 in the game and 23 in the second half.
So we can't say that fatigue is setting in right.
What did change for you offensively?
I just, I kept trying to make a conscious effort to keep getting to the basket. I was getting knocked down to the floor over and over again. I couldn't get to the line. And, it was kind of frustrating because, someone that goes to the basket as much as I go to the basket and much punishment I take, I feel I should go to the line when I get fouled. But I just kept playing. My teammates told me to keep playing. Coach told me to keep on playing. And I felt like in the second half that I just knew I couldn't have another half like my first half. And my teammates kept my confidence sky high. And fortunately, some shots was able to go down.
Allen, a guy like Latrell who, give 5 inches to him, and he is a very good defender. Does he make you have to make different decisions offensively?
No, I like when bigger guys guard me because I can go by them easier. And I like when small guys guard me so I can shoot over them. So, it really doesn't matter who they put out on me, in this point in my career, and it's not saying to be overconfident or big-headed or anything, but I feel like the only person that can stop Allen Iverson is Allen Iverson. And, in the beginning of the game, that's what I did. In the second half, I was able to hit some shots.
And by the way, fan said you're the best player in the league sitting behind the Sixers bench. How about that?
That's good to hear. That's right from a fan. I just want to say, hey, Mom, what you doing? I love you. I'll be home. I'm glad you got a little better, and I hope this win made you feel a little better. I love you, baby.
Thanks, Allen. Kevin and Mike.
And people love the 76ers who have won 5 of their last 6 overall. It was all it was promised to be, featuring 2 of the best defensive teams in the NBA, and with a spectacular 31 points from perhaps the best player in the league on the best team in the league. Philadelphia beats the New York Knicks 87-80. Special thanks to our producer Jay Hoover, our director Gary Lehman, and our statistician Pat McGrath. Once again, the final, the Sixers 87, the Knicks 80, and for D. Lynam and Mike Fratello, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Madison Square Garden in New York. Coming up next, it's Inside the NBA with Ernie Johnson, the Jet, and Charles Barkley.